cynicism, skepticism. But do you also get the sense that
there's some cynicism about whether these pledges are real, and the reality is there are some real challenges. So we're pretty clear on what you can't do. So if you cannot invest in new fossil fuel supplies. So if you say you're net zero, I'm a high ambition on climate, you can't be continuing to invest in new sources of fossil fuel supply, which is the problem. Two, you have to cover all your emissions. You can't just say that you're reducing your emissions, but you're only covering part of them. That includes your suppliers. You need to be working with your suppliers to reduce emissions. You can't just buy cheap credits, often with low integrity, instead of reducing your own emissions. You actually have to do the work. But the reality is that consumers actually, a lot of them, want to choose products that are good for the environment, that mean that the company is tackling climate action. So we need to know whether that's really happening. If you're a young person looking for a job, we know young people want to know who's a climate leader, and most of them don't want to work for climate laggards.
Airline group, McDonald's has net zero restaurants.
The reason you're seeing everyone from oil and gas companies to consumer goods companies to banks saying they're net zero is because they think that that's good for business. But now they're going to be held to account, and that is both by being required to do the work, but also be transparent about it, report publicly. And then we've said that we need to move to regulation, because there's obviously a limit to voluntary pledges, that governments are better placed to hold folks to account. And there's also a lot of privately held companies, state-owned enterprises that, aren't even making the commitment to be net zero.